Hey guys, what's up? GreenMachineSam back with another video, and today we have another Madden 25 roster update guide. Now, of course, with the draft today, I'm hopefully going to get this video out today. Well, if I don't, it's not coming out. But I'm going to go over the roster one final time before we head into the draft. Now, of course, what I do during the draft is somewhat based on what I want to do. So I'll let you guys know that right now. There's certain things that I do that just make sense more to me. If they don't make sense to you, you don't have to use my roster. It's not that big of a deal. This is what I've been doing for the last couple years, and this is why I continue to do it. Of course, the last 4 years that I've been doing the roster, I've been the number one off-season roster on my respective platforms. Was the number one off-season roster last year, the year before that on PS5, and then the 2 years before that on PS4. I was the number one off-season all 4 of those years. So I think I know what I'm doing, especially with how many people have enjoyed and liked the roster. Now, first and foremost, you will want to download the roster, so you will want to head to the Creation Center and then go to Download Center. You can immediately push triangle on your controller. This makes it a little bit faster, then you don't have to go through as many loads. You want to go over to roster and you want to go to username and you want to look up GreenMachineSam. So GreenMachineSam, like so. No capitalization, no special characters, and no numbers needed. No spacing, no nothing like that. It should bring up my rosters. You'll either want the Madden 25 off-season for 23-25 or Madden off-season final. Either one of these, they're the exact same. You can download either or. So you will want to download one of them. Once you download it, download complete. You can back out of these screens now. You will want to stay on the Creation Center tab, but then head over to load and delete. And you have to do this anytime you want to edit the roster, do a play now, or start a new franchise. And yes, you do have to start a new franchise anytime you want the latest roster updates. Or you could, of course, go into your franchise and move the players yourself if you don't want to start a new franchise. So then if you come over to edit roster here, go to manage players, you will see that the rosters are up to date. A couple of the teams that have gotten some work done are the Chargers. They got some jersey numbers. I know Conklin and Disley picked out their jersey numbers. Najee Harris takes 22. Trey Lance to 5, Taylor Heineke to 4, Elijah Molden to 2, and so on and so forth. Pretty good roster the Chargers have. I know the Chargers got a lot of jersey numbers changed, and the Giants got a lot of jersey number changes as well. James Winston wearing 19 for some reason. Darius Slayton going to number 18, and then of course a couple other players here or there. A couple D linemen, Roy Robb, as well as Golston. And then a couple of their backers also changed numbers. Demetrius Flanagan Fowles and Chris Board, sorry. And so on and so forth. Titans also got some jersey number changes. Packers players as well. Titans were also a couple guys that got jersey number changes to begin with as well as signing a couple guys in Sam Mustipher and Oliza Mecca Udo. Also signing with the Titans. So overall, roster is very good. All free agency moves accounted for, as well as future reserve contracts. People that were supposed to be released are released. Some restricted free agents were left on teams, just based off of overall. I was expecting them to re-sign, right? A lot of restricted free agents. Teams can kind of match, if I remember correctly, match whatever deal they get from another team. So some of those guys don't even really get that many offers because teams know that they're probably not going to be able to sign them to begin with. But still, overall, jersey numbers getting changed, stuff like that. You can look through the roster yourself. It has, like I said, all the latest moves and stuff. So I'm going to be completely honest. I tried to mod Madden on Madden 25, but every time I had the mods active and I went to go in and hopefully get some roster stuff done, it just didn't want to work properly, or the game would freak out, crash, stuff like that. It's a very buggy system. I really wish Madden would just allow us to change certain things. If you guys don't know, I cannot change a lot of what is happening on the roster, right? So I can't change age because it's grayed out. I can't change years pro, so I can't like make rookies a second year guys so that when you do load into franchise, they're at least not, taking away rookie of the year stuff from the new rookies that I'm going to be creating. And I can't change contract or development traits either, so that is unfortunate to say the least. You can change all of that once you get into franchise, but it still does suck just knowing that you can't do anything about it in the screen and get it done and have a really nice roster going for yourself before you even load into franchise. Now, it's still a very good roster, right? Players do have the correct years for the most part, except for up to if they got more than 3 years. That's the only downside of the entire thing, is that if you guys did not know, when you go to sign a free agent to change their contract a little bit, anything 75 and above, even up to 99, gets you 3 years. The overall just changes the amount you get after that point, right? So 99 overall is going to get a little bit more money than a 75 overall. And as you can see, once it drops down to that 74, it drops down to 2 years. And then I'll just make this easy and scroll to quarterback. And then once you go from 60 to a 59 overall, it drops from 2 years to 1 year. Money doesn't change a whole ton, but it does drop to a 1 year. And then, of course, that is it. So no matter what your overall is between 12 and 59, it's a 1 year. 60 through 74 is a 2 year, and anything above a 74, so 75 and up, is a 3 year. Money just changes based off overall. As you guys can see, the money changes from a 69 overall all the way down to a 60 overall, and so on and so forth. Another couple quick little things of info. I can't change coaching staff, and I can't change schemes, so anybody that's in a new scheme this year will be put to a position accordingly based on last year's scheme of that team, right? So if a player that is normally in a 3-4 is going to a team that's going to be running a 3-4 this year but ran a 4-3 last year, they're going to be more at that D tackle position instead of those end positions, because the team that they're going to currently be playing for ran a 4-3 last year, and I don't want a 6 foot, 305 pound J.D. Greer on the edge, right? So just something to keep in mind as well. So like I said, there's a lot of stuff that you can't change with the roster, but overall it's still a very, very good roster. You're still going to be able to have enjoyment with it. You're still going to be able to play. Now, we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of what we're here to talk about, which is the NFL draft. Now, of course, the NFL draft is super subjective, right? Some people have super high grades on this guy, have super low grades on that guy, and it can be back and forth and all that. The easiest and most fair way I think I've ever done things is what I'm going to be doing this year, which is this. The number 1 overall pick, if it's Cam Ward, is going to start off at a 75 overall. Now, if the number 2 pick is going to be Abdul Carter, which it is looking more and more likely, he will be an 80 overall. My first player off the board is normally an 80 overall or an 81, depending on how I really want to go about things. But then every player after that drops 1 overall point. Well, not every player. It's like, so if it's Cam Ward number 1, then my real overalls don't start until number 2. And if it's, Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter, then it's 80, 79. And then if it's number 3 would be Shador if he goes to the Giants, right? So it'd be 75, 80, 74, 79, 79, 78, 78, 78, 77, 77, 77. Just the overalls decrease after a certain value of players go off the board, so they'll keep decreasing. But the quarterbacks, kickers, and punters will start off at 75, go down to 74, 73, and then if a round passes in between the quarterbacks, it drops another overall point, right? So if only 2 quarterbacks are taken in the first round, it'll be Shador, Cam Ward and Shador. Then Shador would drop from then the third quarterback, Jackson Dart or something, or Jalen Milroe, would drop from a 73 down to a 72 because a round has already passed. Now, the same thing will be applied if the overall is lower than where the player is at, right? Which it never normally was. It didn't happen at all last year for quarterbacks. So that is one good thing, right? So if I'm at pick, I don't know, 98 or something, and the overalls that we're doing for like a run of picks is like 70, and the quarterback's supposed to be at a 71 for some reason, then it will drop to 70 and match that. Just to create a lot of balance, because what I used to do is just go pick by pick, no matter what positions we're taking quarterbacks, and then you would have, the years that 4 or 5 quarterbacks go inside the top 10, you have an 80 overall quarterback, a 79 overall quarterback, a 76 overall quarterback, and a 74. That's not very realistic, especially according to Madden's ratings. So this is my little change-up that I've been doing recently. So first quarterback will be 75, 74. If there's a round between the second and third quarterback, there'll be a 72, and then so on and so forth. You can go look at last year's draft class if you really want to have an in-depth guide of overalls. That's what I did last year, and I think it worked out really well. Same thing with kickers, punters, and stuff like that. And kickers and punters won't start their overall process until No, they're going to start the process either way. So, like, once you're in, like, round, like, 6, they're going to be, like, a 68 overall guaranteed, especially if that's where the first kicker goes. I know there's a couple impressive kickers that teams are liking, and I've heard as early as the 4th or even 3rd round if possible. But, so we'll cross those bridges when we get to it. I'll make a final decision based off of overalls and stuff like that and what I'm looking at and what I want to do. But still, it should be a very fun time. It should be a very fun process for us. Like I said, we're going to have a lot of fun during the draft. I'm not going to be live or anything, I don't think, but I'm going to have a lot of fun. Should have some Bears content coming out as well as some draft content. I will say, once I do get this video up, and then once, of course, once the draft starts, I would expect it to take no more or no less than probably an hour to 2 hours after the draft to get the roster live. Now, I will say, tomorrow we'll get round 2 done. I'll put the roster live. Round 3 done, I'll put the roster live. So I'm just going to do round after round. And then if I hit that creative player limit like I have in years past, which, if you guys do not know, I think one year I hit like 180 something on the creative players. One year I hit 207, which would have been last year. Year before that, I think I only hit like 160. That's because I created some filler players and it just kind of fucked up the whole class. And then the year before that, I don't remember exactly where I hit. I think I might have just stopped at round 6. But if I can't get through creative player limits, and if I don't run out of rooms for creative players, then I will, of course, hit some of the undrafted guys, some of the more notable guys. I won't hit every single guy because a lot of the undrafted guys that do get signed right away either don't even make it past rookie and, off-season camps. They don't make it to the fall camps, let alone a lot of those guys don't make the team, as well as some of those guys, they're just camp fillers. They really are. Like, I don't want to be mean or disrespectful to anybody. And look, I'll say this, especially if you're a real life player that is looking to get drafted, and maybe for some reason you stumble across my video, your overall is not reflected of what I think of you. This is just the most fair and easy way of doing things, as well as, because I don't want to put it in a situation where I don't like a guy or I don't like this team, so I'm going to give them a negative grade. I'm going to give them a low overall. This is the most fair and balanced way of doing it. And I'll also say this, just because I don't like you, or, well, not like you, just because I don't like where you were picked or what team you were picked to, doesn't mean I'm going to disrespect you. You're doing something that I think a lot of people that still follow the NFL and still watch it religiously wish that they could be doing. So I mean this in the bottom of my heart. Just because I think you won't succeed, maybe because I think you're going to be a bust, maybe I don't think you should have went as high as you did, doesn't mean I'm actively rooting against you. I would rather have you prove me wrong and, go out there and succeed and be a good player. I've said that time and time again. I don't want players to not succeed. I just tell it how I see it, right? If I don't think you're a good player and I don't think you should have went as high, or I don't think you're a good player and I don't think you're going to work out in the NFL, I'm going to say it. Doesn't mean I'm actively rooting against you. And I'm going to have to readdress that once I do my Bears video too. But overall, still very good roster. You're still going to be able to go in and play it, of course. And like I said, I'm hopefully going to have the full roster done within a week. That's kind of pushing it. It's a lot of players. It's, 250 plus players. Now, of course, if I can hit that 250 plus players, that's good for my roster. But overall, I'm not going to be expecting it. I would expect me to hit the creative player limit probably around the 200 mark. And so once I'd hit the creative player limit, then, of course, it will kick into, okay, the roster's kind of done. That's kind of where it's going to be standing. I'll continue to do transactions and jersey numbers, but outside of that, it's not going to be too important. Now, I will say, if for some reason there are teams that have like 74, 73 players, I will just probably scroll down to the bottom of their team. Well, I'll just sort, and I'll probably just go by lowest overalls as well as age. It's a combination, right? So, like, let's just say, for some reason, if I got to release somebody, it's probably going to be Wesley French. No offense, Wesley French. If I'm adding a rookie to your roster, you may not make the roster anyway. I'm just going to get rid of you because you're one of the older guys at one of the lower overalls. That's no disrespect towards you, DJ Montgomery. And I'll probably try to release a player at the same position too, right? Because if they're drafting somebody, they're looking for that guy to come in and replace them. So just overall, just trying to get all the information out there so that you guys have it and readily available to you once it does start to happen. Now, depth charts are not customized as of yet. I'm going to wait until after the draft, and then we'll start customizing a lot of the depth charts and getting those squared away. I just don't feel like doing it right now, and then having still a ton of free agents sign as well as drafted players and all that fun stuff. So overall, still a very good roster. You guys are going to enjoy it. It's still a very, very, very good roster. I hope you guys do enjoy it. Hope you guys do find some love and some entertainment value out of it over the next couple months as we are wrapping up Madden 25. But overall, like I said, if you guys do enjoy this video or any of the videos here on my channel, would appreciate it if you guys do stick around and subscribe. I'll be back with more videos like this, but with that being said, I'm out for now. Peace.